Okay then. Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to Monster Hearts 2 Absolution, a series in the Dark Americana set of games. A subsect of Americana which may not be touched on by many others. This all over Americana is set in Canada, and we'll be seeing these wonderful four monstrosities released upon it. I am Ferret, also known as Sawyer. I'll answer to either ones. Pronoun wise, I am fine with any. Just call me and I'll answer. You cannot misgender me unless you're being an asshole. Don't be an asshole. I will go around the character keeper and have people introduce themselves. Your name, your pronouns, and then as much about your character as you'd like to describe. So let's first meet our genteel vampiress.
Hello, my name's Garwin, and my pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Neve Lynch, a older vampire stuck in a teenage body, one who spends a lot of time living in short segments and then sleeping in torpor for huge periods of time. Uh, she's she's a thing. I don't really have much more to say at this point, I think.
With the party line like sleeps for centuries, how can you have more? Next, our ghost.
All right, hi folks. My name's David, he, him pronouns, and I am going to be playing James the Ghost. He is a delightfully sensitive, soft, and sad soul who was transformed into a ghost after having all of his blood drained and consumed by Neve, an event which he still has some very mixed feelings about.
Good. And our Wendigo ghoul next.
Hi, I'm John. I use he, him pronouns, playing Dag, the Wendigo Ghoul, who is this awkward, stiff, but kind of oddly courageous at times and puts himself out there because he can't stop himself. And I think we ended last game with him getting the condition attention whore, which I think is really appropriate.
I mean, you stole someone's traumatic moment to try and make yourself look good. It seems very, very apt. And next, the domineering Fae.
Yeah, greetings and salutations. I am Laura, she, her pronouns, playing Tinker Hell, aka Tinks. Also, she, her pronouns, the Fae. Tinks has a tendency to get herself into trouble. She has a very easygoing personality, but likes to put herself in the middle of things. So yeah.
Okay. And with that, I believe we had ended last time with uh, we want to go to Ryan's party, but first we need to get some mad weed and alcohol to supply this party. So I think I want to. I I believe would Dag wait until after school to look for these sick party supplies? Would he drag anyone into his schemes?
Yeah. So Dag is not of age to purchase these things, and I don't think he has the personal connections himself. But he's very eager to find these and make sure he can that he's going to be able to follow through with his promise to Ryan. So I think he is going to go looking for Neve, not waiting until after school, waiting for whatever the first opportunity would be, whether that's in between classes or maybe they have a class or homeroom or something together, and talk to her then.
I think homeroom was canceled for the assembly today, but there can definitely be a like this can be before lunch, between the halls, however you want to try and corner a vampire, because that sounds like a very smart move.
Yeah, I like the idea that it's like in between classes and maybe to set the scene a bit, like there's this shot of Neve at her locker and She goes to close it, and Dag's standing there on the opposite side. And he's just, hey, Neve. How's it going today?
Not well, not the best, given what's happened in assembly. But yeah, getting by.
Yeah, he like leans in to look at the nose. Doesn't look broken.
You'd be surprised. Is it straight?
Was it ever? It looks pretty good.
Eyes go cold.
Is that a shutdown, Dag?
I don't know if he intends it to be. It might be.
Neve, do you feel your greatness is insulted?
I think he's saying that I'm not pretty.
Roll to shut her down.
Okay.
You're -1 cold.
Yeah. Let's see. Re-roll. So that is going to be a 3, and my -1 is going to make that a 2.
And Neve, if I remember correctly, is it you who have a thing for Joseph, or Joseph who has a thing for you?
Joseph has a thing for me.
Ah, good. So yeah, I think it's at this time where you hear where it's that camera thing where they weren't on screen at all a moment ago, but if you had peripheral vision, you could have seen him there. But Joseph Marin is behind Neve and has one of those cheesy like school bought flowers for white for I like you, pink for I'm fond of you, red for I love you, and it's red. It's like I could always tell it was straight. Like, face is very beautiful. You'd have to be blind not to notice that.
Well, thank you for that, Joseph. At least someone here can see clearly. What do you want, Dab?
Hey, sorry, don't mind me. Listen, hey, I need some help getting some things for a little party that I'm helping throw later tonight. I was thinking maybe you could help out. I know you've got kind of a big family, and I thought maybe you could pull a string with one of them, get them to help out.
What,
And
you want some booze or something, or?
Yeah, some booze, some weed, the normal party things.
How much are we talking about here?
Lots. It's for like the whole party. So I don't know what's it come in? Cups?
I'm thinking kegs.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds perfect. Yeah, I think we need that. That's the beer, right? And so then we need the weed, and I've seen it in the big bags. So like one of those big bags.
Are you sure you need a big bag of weed? I mean, if you order just a half ounce of concentrates and have one good dab rig, you could have the entire. Well, it's pending it's a medium-sized party, like 100 people could just fly for the night off that.
Oh, so you know about this, Joseph? Do you know where we could get some?
And Joseph blushes a little bit. It's like, well, I mean,
Oh, would you be it here if I throw you some money if you could go and pick some up for us?
are you turning him on?
Oh, I'm definitely turning him on. Can I don't appear to have the roll for your party link. That whereabouts is that? On the character keeper? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Looking on the wrong page.
And I was muted. Damn. I was grabbing the link, but
Okay, so that would be a 7.
ooh. I think he's going to give you a string, but he then's like, well, I mean, I don't know. My uncle runs a store, but I can't really like flour would be one thing, but concentrate's kind of a big deal. You're
Oh,
going to this party, right? Though.
I'm going to the party. Would you like a lift?
Yeah, I mean, like with a half ounce of this stuff, I'll have something to keep it from smelling, so your car will be fine. Sure, I can do this.
Brilliant. What time should I pick you up?
And he looks at Dag, like he cannot believe he's looking at Dag to figure out what time this party starts.
Um, yeah, like I think like 8:30 should be good.
Brilliant. Tell you what, why don't we meet? Tell you what, Joseph, why don't we meet at 8? And then we can get ourselves over there in plenty of time.
Sounds really cool. I'll get this right after school. Yeah.
Brilliant. And I'm going to take some money out of my out of my clutch and give it to him to buy the stuff.
And are you so slick that these are American bills?
How
Or is
far
it
are
like
we? How far away from the border are we?
we're like we're about 6 to 7 hours away from the border, I think.
No, I think these are Canadian dollars.
So it looks colorful. Happy Pride Month, all.
I'm plastic.
And yeah, so Dag, you have mayhaps acquired some kegs of booze and a good amount of weed.
So
Yeah,
after Joseph leaves, I'll turn around to Dab. That going to be good enough?
yeah, yeah. And hey, I can pay you back. Like, this doesn't have to come out of yours. Like I said,
Oh,
I'm kind of helping throw it. So,
it would be my pleasure.
oh,
Don't worry
okay.
about it.
Thanks, Neve.
You're welcome. So, what time am I picking you up?
I guess, do you want to pick me up before or after Joseph? Whichever works better for you.
Oh, I think it'd be much more interesting for me to pick Joseph up and then show up at your house.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah. Hey, thanks again, Neve.
You're welcome. And as he walks away, I'll open up my locker and there's a mirror on the inside. And I go to adjust my nose and then close it as I don't cast a reflection.
Yeah, like can't really augment this bandage over your nose,
No.
probably. Yeah. Like a scene of Tinks and James before the part. Well, did you have a scene you'd want to?
No, I'm just going to grab my food off the cooker. I'll just be a
Okay.
few moments.
Yeah, so I'd like a scene between Tinks and James before the party, if we could. If you all are interested in seeing how this shapes up, because Tinks, you found out that Alex is hanging out with a bunch of LARPer bikers. This is weird. How is Tinks reacting to that knowledge? Like, is that knowledge all around school now?
Oh yeah. Tinks is like spreading the word, making sure everybody knows all of the deets.
Yeah, so I think I want to say that oh, let's see which yeah, I think Courtney LaRouge will be sort of pestering James at first, just like we turn into this scene with her like getting the bit of info he has. I imagine it's kind of like him reading just a notepad from his phone of gossip he has or something of that nature.
Yeah, that works.
Why didn't I know about this weird biker gang going around school? What kind of biker gang hangs around a high school?
I mean, you're hearing about it basically the same time I am. I don't know if they just like rolled into town or if they just got started, but it doesn't make sense to me that Alex, of all people, is hanging out with them.
Yeah, but Alex kind of wants to be that bad girl attitude, but this is really feels like slumming it for her. But what else have you found out about? I think like at this point it can be the time when you bring up the party if you would like, or some kind of narrative push of your own if you want to
Sure.
infuriate her.
The party that is, where is that being held again?
Ryan Orheim's parents' house or
Okay.
house. The parents are out of town this week.
Okay. And to clarify, Alex is Joseph's sister, I think.
Alex is Joseph's sister,
That
yes.
is correct. And Joseph is the one who is interested in Neve. Okay. So I'll say, well, uh, apparently there is a party at Ryan's, um, I think tonight. That's going on. Did you get the invite to that?
No. What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know that I was given any kind of invite either, but apparently like a fairly large number of people are going, like Neve's going, and like I would think that then I'll just sort of like name off other people who I know of who are kind of involved in it, like Dag's basically involved with it, that kind of thing.
Are you shutting her down by listing like all these unpopular people who got in beside her?
Yeah. No, I think I'll maybe in a very circumspect way kind of emphasize that, being like, yeah, all these other people who kind of suck are going. I'm surprised that you're not involved with it.
Yeah, and remember, you're traumatized, so she technically has a condition at fault for your death. Feel free to tag it.
Sure. Yeah, I can incorporate that in there. So in that case, I'm rolling with a
Plus
plus
three.
3, I think. Yeah. 6 plus 3 is 9.
Okay. You can take a string on her, give her a condition, or take +1 forward to your next roll.
I think I will take a string on Courtney.
She will give you the condition. Oh. I think second hand, because like all this information is getting to her late, and for that juicy feel of Neve asking Joseph to come to the party.
Right.
And I think like at this point, like Tanks is walking in and she's telling Ryan about the biker gang, just sort of like a bit animatedly, and he's wow, that's crazy. Oh yeah, Tanks, you're coming to my party tonight, right? It's gonna be rad.
I'll see if I have time to drop by, dearie, but you know how my schedule can be.
And he grins like, I mean, we're gonna have a lot of the shit you like, but and no charge for you if you just show up.
She kind of like wraps her arm around his shoulders and like goes up on her tiptoes and like looks at him dead in the eye. Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're that it's not like you're some kind of gossipy hen who just spreads lies about your soccer stat. Slowly turns to see Courtney.
Yeah, I think that Tinks kind of looks over at Courtney and kind of rolls her eyes and is like, no, I'm nothing like that. That would be revolting. And looks over at Courtney.
Oh, shut her down. Sadly, she is not at fault for your death.
No, she is not. Okay, that was a 5. Did not go well.
Mark experience.
Yes.
And oh, I think Courtney gets just squints her eyes at Tinks, seeing her wrapped around Ryan like this. You know he's gay, right?
Tinks kind of turns to Courtney. That doesn't matter, dearie.
It matters if you think you can get your way with him with your usual stupid fucking habits.
What are you implying?
And who was Tink's last partner? Feel free to just make up a name or choose an NPC.
Yeah. I think that it might have been Gideon, which is why he ignores her.
Oh, and I think she pulls up a picture of her and Gideon at this burger joint that was taken by a third party.
I think Tinks kind of hoops and turns her head and just rolling her eyes, but clearly doesn't know how to respond to that.
Ryan does, I think, as he looks at James. He lets the he's gay comment just wash off his back. So, bro, you're coming to the party tonight, right?
Is he addressing me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, obviously, of course.
Sweet.
Don't
bring her.
Hey, I can't control her. Okay, she's her own thing. I'm just gonna show up. It'll be good.
Ooh, and he I think walks over, gives James a small arm chuck. There's going to be a lot of people there tonight. Side eyes Courtney for all types.
Yeah, looking forward to it. 100, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you want to head? I think we're going to lunch. You can sit at my table if you'd like to come with us.
Yeah. And I'll kind of look over my shoulder. What's Tinks doing at this point? Are you sort of heading off in the other direction or something else?
No, I think I probably headed back over to Ryan, because that's who I was initially talking to.
Yeah, I imagine Ryan's assuming that Tinks is coming to his table at lunch, like he's inviting you to go with them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with these guys, and just so I can double check on the character keeper, what did you say this guy's name is one more time?
Ryan Orheim. He's
This
the
is Ryan.
soccer center. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got it. All right, yep, I can walk off with him.
And he'll just be going down the halls and just as soon as you're past Courtney, he will just kind of deflate a little. Bitch.
What's the problem with her? I mean, other than that she just can't keep her nose out of everybody's business.
You know how in those late 90s, early aughts films and TV shows a girl would have a gay best friend?
Well, yeah.
I was hers until I stopped gossiping with her. And I started getting into sports, and I stopped being her little stereotype, I guess.
Oh, so she's a user. She was using you.
Yeah, and she's probably just using you too.
I mean, I can take care of myself. When she needs to step off, I can tell her to. We're not friends or anything.
Tinks might cut in and say, "You should listen to him, James. He," and kind of looks over at Ryan. He's had a time with Courtney over there. she knows her stuff and knows how to hit people where it hurts.
I can keep my distance. Say, do you happen to know if Alex is going to be at this thing with her brother?
No, I did not invite Alex, especially what happened at the Eli assembly today. It's fucking crazy. I don't want bikers at my party. I'm not into that scene.
Okay. I was just curious. Like, I didn't know if there was. Never mind. Okay.
And yeah, I think the he will, at lunch it'll just be he will go start like being basic broish with his friends and keeping up the popular attitude if Tinks and James want to be on the fringes and talk, or if that is enough scene for y'all, we can start heading towards the party.
I'd like to see if there is any kind of just dirt or gossip or info that I'm able to pick up from them during lunch, just kind of asking them sort of beating around the bush sorts of questions, if this is more like a gaze into the abyss kind of thing. But I'm really trying to sort of just attain info at this point, just do a little bit of investigative work.
Thanks to the Cerberus, this is definitely a gaze to the abyss role with that move mechanic it offered back in the day or currently.
Okay.
So yeah, just gaze into the abyss, and we'll see how it feels like losing yourself in school gossip is trying to parse through the mundane bullshit to the good stuff.
All right. So whatever I roll +1, double sixes, so 13.
Okay, 13, and you're just looking for like basic information about the school, about the party.
About the party specifically, I'm trying to get a read on what I might be able to expect at the party, if there's anything that I should be concerned about, or on the eye, keeping an eye out for that sort of thing.
I think you get the feeling that there's something like special about Ryan, and not like in that way that I'd say like book protagonist kind of way, like he's going to attract a lot of interesting people, but that he's just inviting a lot of people, and he's not controlling who they're inviting. And with all these bikers out there, I mean, you're dead. It seems like something is going to show up tonight that is unexpected, something sinister, something that doesn't have anyone's best interests in mind.
All right, I was worried about that. Thanks.
No problem. Tinks, what are you up to?
Where are we? Sorry, I cut out a little bit.
Yeah, we came to the the table in the cafeteria with Ryan. Ryan is like broing out and being a sweet himbo to all his friends and fans around. James gazed the abyss through party gossip.
All right, all right. Yeah, I think that Tinks is probably just like having fun. She's like the like when like two people are like throwing grapes into each other's mouths. I imagine that she's probably up on the table like catching grapes in her mouth and like doing little bows, like just pleasing her audience, as it were.
I'm going to say, James, is this sign of life and vigor, even with the the bad omen, make you feel happy, a different emotion besides traumatized?
I think that I miss it and wish that I could engage in it, but it's just so hard to insert myself into that way of life. Like I just have such this, the old metaphor is the old bill jar over me. It's just kind of hard to be connected to other people in that sort of way. So it really brings on sort of a sense of nostalgia and kind of a bittersweet loss almost, but a longing, I guess. Not depressive, but just kind of like sort of this bittersweet longing for things to be different.
Yeah. So do you think that you clear your traumatized condition? Or
Yeah, I can clear it for now, but I bet it'll be back soon.
oh, it will be back. But since you clear it, you both mark experience. Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if does anyone want a scene before some sultry vampire picks up Joseph?
I don't necessarily know if it's a scene, but there's one thing the Dag would like to try and do. Having now secured the goods for tonight, I'm imagining, right? This is modern day. We have computers and things, and these students have there's like a school system with student emails, and I think Dag is very interested to try and maybe find out some more about what Eli was up to, and so I'm curious if I can gaze into the abyss to try and divine some info about him and what maybe his password to his email account might be.
Ooh, maybe you like are using this like the same computer that Eli used in the school like lab and all that stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
let's
and I have the esprit de corps move, so when I gaze into the abyss, it will also share its hunger, which I will treat as my own as well until I satiate it. So I will go ahead and let's roll that. And this is with dark, right?
correct. It'll be a +1.
Um, Dang, so that's still a 6.
Oh, so you do mark experience, but you will also get in a spirit de corpse hunger. And I believe you found Eli was meticulous. He cleaned off his profiles. He used incognito mode. He just did not leave any trace on his school computer, and like his own. I think like there's just like so few people on his Facebook friends and Twitter timelines. Like there's like no one you can even reach out to for like he's missing. Can I have help? Like everyone who knows of him knows he's missing. So, but the hunger you gain for this is for connection because you get the feeling of Eli's lostness, and
Okay,
you don't want it anymore.
sounds good. Okay, cool. I'm good.
Yeah.
I would like to, prior to the party, I want to check with Neve, even if it's just a text, we don't have to play it out, but I'm trying to find some way to get to the party, like a ride of sorts. And I feel like since Neve takes me to school all the time anyway, that she would be the first person I reach out to. So I'll just put that out there, and Neve, you can
Yeah,
do what you wish with it.
I'll text back. I'll pick you up at 8:20.
Great.
So it is now 8, and you're picking up Joseph. Am I correct?
Yes, I am. I've just put a photo of what Neve's wearing to the party. Yes.
Well, I approve.
Dress into the nines. The only addition is I think she's got a old family necklace on.
Did she have one of those that like lace neck ties around just to hide the bite marks?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think the bite marks are permanent on her, and she's constantly wearing things around her neck.
See, James is happy with this too. Yeah, and
But in this case, it's color coded to match the dress.
yeah, I think. Are you picking Joseph up at his house? I think Joseph would
Oh,
have given you a place to pick him up that's not his house, because.
no, I think I'm going to insist to pick him up at his house.
Oh. Well, then I'm going to need you to do something for me.
Would you like me to keep my cool?
Are you afraid of running into Alex?
No, I want to run into Alex.
Then yeah, keep your cool. It's because now you're afraid you won't.
So that's a 10.
Yeah, you okay, so I'm going to be nice this time. So you got a 10. Do you want to run into Alex alone or with some of these bikers?
I'd like to run into her alone.
Yeah, so I think you pull up, and the scene you'll get to ask a question about is just outside this house on the res. Like it has different, like these are just different takes on what a house is on this side. It's not built like a suburb or a mimicking kind of thing. And he's walking out. He's dressed really like really well. Not like where you're in nines, he's in like sixes. And but Alex is coming out dressed in jeans, this biker jacket over her shirt, and I think she has this. And oh, she has a yeah. Let's be mean. She has a tire iron in her hand, as and you see like out in the driveway this motorcycle with one wheel off that she's been working on, and it's like, come on, I just need a little help. You can wait. You can be late to the party, fashionably late.
Oh, James, would you load that stuff into the back of the car? I can give your sister a hand if you'd like.
You mean Joseph?
Sorry, Joseph. Would you just get that stuff in the back of my truck, and I can give your sister a hand quickly, as long as it's not too dirty.
Oh, and are you trying to turn him on again?
No, if needs be, I'll spend the string on him to.
You don't need to, but I just was wondering with that tone of voice if that was. But
No,
yeah,
I'm playing up that I'm into him for Alex.
gotcha. Yeah, he'll smile and just he does not want to help. Like he does not want to get oil on his good clothes, so he is putting the stuff in the back of the truck. And Alex, I think, will like hold up the tire iron, but it is set in an X at the moment. But she looks like she's ready to defend herself with it. No, you can't help. You're dressed like you're going to an Anne Rice convention.
Well, I kind of am. I'm going to a place with a load of nerdy people tonight. A load of horny teenagers.
You're going to a high school party, and
Yes.
you look like you're going to, well, like some Fortune 500 CEO's private bedroom.
If I can't look good, then what's the point? But I'm out on the hunt tonight, and I think there's a slight glint of fang there.
Ooh, and what question do you want to ask about the scene?
I'm trying to convince. What I Can we just go on slightly, and then I'll explain what the question is after I
Yeah.
say this next thing. I'm on the hunt tonight. I'm very hungry. It would be a shame if something happened. And I'll turn around and look at Joseph at that point. He is adorable, isn't he?
Oh, oh, if you're trying to antagonize her, please shut her down.
I think I will shut her down.
Carry one forward for the keep a cool question.
So that's 10.
Okay, she has the condition scumbag, but you're cold as ice, aren't you? You get two
Yes.
options.
Yes. So what I will do is I will. I don't think she has strings on me at the moment. Is that right? So I will gain a string on her, and I will. I can't choose strings twice, can I? No. So I'll gain a string on her, and I'll gain +1 forward. You love your brother, don't you?
Oh, I think this is when Joseph turns away. She straightens the tire iron into a cross and just begins approaching you. Yes,
No.
I love my brother.
He's He's very innocent. You know what I am. I don't know how. I don't really care how at this point in time. But say the name. What am I?
Oh, shit. And, she chuckles. No matter what name I call you, you're just a predator.
Alex, Alex, Alex. We're all predators. Well, at least the meat eaters are. We're all reliant on farmers. I don't wish to hurt those I feed off. So I have a question for you. How much do you love your brother?
Oh, God. And she will, I think this time, like, Joseph is, I guess, put stuff in the back and he's, walking, towards you all. It's just enough to try and kill you.
And I'm going to lean in and whisper, enough to let me feed elsewhere. And
Oh, tempt her.
I'm gonna spend a string on her at that point.
Well, you are going to a party.
That's not what I meant.
It means there's more people than my brother to feed on.
That's not what I meant. Should we...
On the other side of the tracks, and I'm okay.
That is not what I meant. And I'll look her up and down and lick my lips slightly.
You stay on the other side of the res. The bikes stay on this side.
Alex, I don't want to be hungry. I need this to survive. This isn't...
She's saying if you hunt on the good
Yep.
side of it, you're
Yes,
fine.
and I want to feed on her.
Oh, shit. Are you just going to jump her then, or?
No. I'm. That's what the stringed tempter was.
Oh, to let you feed on her.
Yes.
I don't think she would. She loves her brother, but she's fucking terrified of you. She's putting on a good show, but she is terrified.
No. Such a pity. You're gonna want to adjust that cam chain. It's still a bit loose. Have a good night. I'll be sure to bring him back in one piece. And I'll turn around to Joseph. Are we all ready then?
He waves and smiles. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, let's go then. Don't wait up.
She is now like just going at like a mad woman at this motorcycle. Yeah, and you.
So what happens when a side character doesn't actually doesn't take the tempt? I assume I just lose the string as normal.
Correct.
Okay.
It is very rare for side characters not to be tempted, but it does happen every now and again. Like if this was if her principle was not to like maintain purity, probably wouldn't have done this. But yeah, and you're gonna Dag. What are you doing as you wait for your ride to arrive?
I think Dag's like at the base of the driveway waiting. He didn't even think to change his clothes. He's in the same thing he wore to school and wearing his big like puffy jacket, and he's kind of like got this weird nervous tick going, and he's got this energy, like looking at his watch, looking down the road, looking down his watch. Just kind of, that's the scene of Dag as you pull up. And then I think he like just starts scanning the car, looking to see if you actually did get the things, and then he just jumps in and like, all right, cool. Looks like y'all came through.
Dag, seriously, are you wearing that to the party?
What's wrong with this?
Oh, honey, it looks like you've made no effort whatsoever. And I don't say that in a cruel way.
Should I change? Should I change real quick? What if we're late? We can't be late to the party.
We can be a few minutes late. You know, it's always stylish to arrive when everyone's there and can see you.
Neve, you make a great point. Okay.
James, sorry, Joseph, stay here. Keep the engine running. I'll be back in a moment. Dag, let's see what you got in your closet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Wow.
Skeletons fall out.
What?
Skeletons fall out.
Yeah. No, I think his closet is like nothing super new or trendy, but you probably can find a decent like buttoned up shirt or something in there.
Okay, I'm gonna go through and actually pick out an outfit for him.
Okay. And I think he's just kind of like nervously chattering away the whole time. I'm just like, I didn't know I should change. I just figured you'd show up.
And Dag, if I may, you have a new hunger, a hunger for connection. And Neve left the guy that she was dating to come and help you. Do you want connection with her, or do you want to keep your cool to resist going for this hunger?
No, I think that's a great idea. I think this scene is like kind of touching, and that she would walk away, and she's paying so much attention to me. Is Neve kind of into me? Is that what's happening? Like, I don't know. This is all kind of confusing now. So no, I think I'm gonna like try and build on that connections. But like, Neve, I didn't know you. I didn't know you cared about what kind of appearance I made.
Oh, sugar. I've seen you round. Just because we've not talked much doesn't mean I've not seen you. I've seen you sitting at the edge of the parties and at the back of the classroom, and I'm not saying that I'm here to make you over. I just want you to put your best foot forward. Now I'm gonna come in with the shirt collar, hands either side, put it up, smooth everything down, put it down. Oh, that's an improvement.
And I think he like blushes just a little bit and kind of like looks down and just like, thanks, Neve. I guess I just figured no one never really noticed me.
Oh, and are you trying to turn him on with that
I think I definitely am.
slick vampire?
And I fail badly.
I'll mark experience, and
Yay, finally.
I think what it is you can smell when you're this close to Dag. Like, it feels sharp, it feels piercing, but not like metal, not like a steak, like the essence of Arctic wind coming off of his body. You've seen in the store those stupid male fragrances with icebergs and like Greenland on them. This smells like what it might actually be, a rare vintage of blood that you've never tasted.
Are you turning the move round on me then?
I'm not turning the move round on you. I'm pushing the move feeding.
Okay. You smell nice. You did a good job with that.
I don't even know what it is. I guess that's just all me.
Wow. You mean you've not put any cologne on?
No, I like I said, I really didn't know what to do to get ready for a party like this. It means a lot to me though that you're helping me through this. I'm really hoping to make a big impression tonight,
Oh,
especially with
don't
Ryan.
worry. Don't worry, you already have. Come on. We've got to get out there. We can't leave James too long. He'll think the worst.
Thanks. And but by the way, I shouldn't have said what I said about your nose earlier today. That was stupid. You've got a gorgeous face.
And she positively beams at that. No, thank you. Come on, let's. And I'll reach out and take his hand. Come on, let's. Can't be too late. James will be beside himself.
Yep. I'll take your hand back and leave the room.
And I think Joseph actually sees us walking out with me holding Dag's hand.
Oh, so now I have to ask Dag a question. Dag, I will allow you to do a move snowball. If you make Joseph think that you and Neve were in there this long for more intense reasons, I'll let you satiate the connection hunger and trigger greed thirst for breaking Joseph's hopes.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think if there's the opportunity, like maybe he's as they're holding hands, he's staying slightly back to pull the door closed, and then there's more to Dag than what is he lets on, and so he will catch Joseph looking and shoot him a glance that's got this like edge to his eyes of just kind of this iciness of, yeah, we're holding hands coming out of the house.
Yeah, so satiate connection, and I think that means and with greed thirst, you mark 2 experience total with that.
All right.
So yeah, and I think we are now at the final thing of picking up the actual James, and you have a pickup truck, don't you, Neve?
Yes, I do. I have 2 seats up front and 3 seats on the back, and then a cover over the flatbed.
So I have to ask, who are you making sit in the back when you pull up to pick up James, and James sees you have 2 other guys in the car with you?
Well, I picked up Joseph first, so I think he jumped in the front seat, and we didn't get him to get out, so I think he's definitely in the front seat.
Oh no, I mean with his hopes being shaken like this, he could easily move to the back seat if Dag, you know, alpha him out of the way.
Well, that's up to Dag, not to me.
Yeah, I was say, Dag, how did you get in the car, get in the truck?
Yeah, I almost picture that. It goes without saying, and Joseph just moves to the back after that look from Dag, and so Dag just slides into the front seat, and he'll even like as you're driving, Dag does one of those like side arms up on the back of the seat, not totally like going all the way around the back of Neve, but enough to like make it look casual and comfortable. But with James here, I mean, he'll slide or move wherever he needs to go. I think he's made his point to Joseph enough.
Yeah, I'll ask James. You see Dag with an arm around Neve, Joseph in the back. You're being picked up, but at what cost?
Oh, my poor heart. Let's see. I mean, I guess I will get in back and look at what's going on around and feel this surge of anger. And I'll say, Neve, I didn't know we were bringing these 2 along.
Well, I've got a truck. It's only fair that I help other people.
And at this point, Dag, is your arm around Neve?
It's like hanging loosely from the back of the seat, not quite on Neve, but you know, in a kind of close proximity.
So, I got it. So, Neve, you're telling me then that you're just giving rides to people, right? Like, you're not. I mean,
Well, you say that like it's a dirty thing.
well, no. There's nothing wrong with it. Forget about it. Let's have a good time.
Don't worry, we've got a lot of stuff in the back that'll help the party go with a bang. And I'm gonna take off, but I'm not going to insist that Dag removes his hand from the back of the chair. And I'm actually going to pull a string at this point to actually give Dag the condition claimed.
I see what you're doing. Yeah. So with that, I think we can ride on to the party unless James wants to have a hushed conversation with Joseph in the back, or maybe just stare at Joseph creepily and watch him in a moment of weakness.
I'll lean to Joseph briefly, not to have an extensive conversation, but I'll say, have they been like this the whole time?
Yeah, she said she was picking me up and that it was going to be special. Then she picked him up and doesn't feel that special anymore.
She said the same thing to me, basically. Didn't say it was going to be special, but I didn't know you guys were coming.
Ouch. This sucks.
Uh-huh. And I'll kind of gaze icily, not at Joseph, but actually kind of at Neve and Dag for the remainder of the car ride.
Are you gazing into the abyss there?
Not like for information, but just sort of like with this sort of spite, this kind of seething feeling that's sort of beginning to come over.
I would say, speaking of what happened before, do you think the woman who killed you showing favor to other living men is traumatic?
Yeah, I was actually thinking as soon as it got close to that, then traumatizing, yeah, traumatized is gonna come back. But yeah, now's as good a time as any, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think we will have this ride there, and let's take a break until 10 after. And I think Tinks will probably be at the party first because y'all had some dramatic times getting there. Tink was just like on her own vibe to get to the party. Cannot believe the Wendigo used greed thirst to steal an NPC's hopes. That's just cruel.
What is the world coming to?
Yeah, so I think with Tinks here, we can get her. I doubt she's going to be picked up by this polycule truck. So um, the party starts at 8:30. They picked up James at 8:30. Is Tinks there early, or is she getting something for it?
Um, Tinks might have arrived early just to help Ryan set up. I mean, I think that they kind of have a friendship thing kind of going, so I think that she would have been happy to. But she normally doesn't get to parties on time. Uh, she always arrives late.
Okay, so I think Ryan has some of his bros and girl bros over. You know, the cheerleaders. So they're cool bros, and like some of them are like it's setting up in the sense of like making sure the Spotify playlist is on fleek, making sure that no one says on fleek, making sure that uh there is some snacks out there for the people who will invariably take drugs that require food. But Ryan is whereas Neve is dressed to like gothic nines with a wonderful dress, a lace choker, the attitude of a woman that everyone wants to step on them. Ryan is wearing this very, I want to like movie level Letterman jacket. Like this is very well kept, very very like this is probably the first time he's worn this one. Maybe it's like been in storage or something, and he has like everything on him, color codes, matches. Well, like, it looks like he was saved by the Queer Five, and he is he's with you like I think sort of like nervously checking the bathrooms that they have enough soap, that they have enough towels. Like they're going to get trashed with this many people coming, but they've got to look nice at the beginning. Damn it! And he's like hoping the. I think that he's even being conscious. Like this is Canada. There's condoms in the bedrooms because they know what's going to go down. And he, I think he's like placing a condom in like the final one that had fallen on the rug into the bowls. Like, do you think this is going overboard, Tanks? I mean, I know I like to throw a good party, but I'm hoping this is more a rager than a teen drama movie.
Honey, it's high school. Any party is going to be filled with drama, but I think this is as close as we're gonna get to Rager. It's all good.
He nods and chuckles chuckles a little bit nervously. You can see that he's I think you can see he's been checking the mirrors. Like every time he walks by a mirror, he checks his hair, he checks his face, just making sure everything looks right.
Yeah, no, I think that Tinks will probably kind of grab his shoulders, like dust off the pristine looking Letterman jacket, and like just kind of look at him and say,
Oh, you just went muted at the very. I didn't hear what you said. Like, I heard you say, "I'm going to say," and then your sound cut out. Oh no! Oh no!
back. It's back. It's okay.
Yeah, I was like, you said, "I'm going to say," then your sound went completely out, and then you couldn't hear me, and we
Oh,
couldn't hear you.
yeah, there's a lot of people on my internet right now. Okay, yeah. So I think that Tink's just gonna kind of reassure him, just like kind of like brush off his jacket, just say, "You've done this before. It's all gonna be good."
I'm trying to do something I've not done before. And I don't know how it's going to go. I hope it's going to go well. Do you know Dag?
Yeah, I know Dag.
He's, I mean, he's kind of nerdy, but I really think I like him.
I think that Tinks kind of like wiggles her eyebrows suggestively at him. Well, why not?
Well, I heard he had been like asking some questions about me, and I looked into it because there was like this school newspaper girl before who had been kind of weird and Courtney, but he seemed, I don't know, he seemed to like want to know me for who I am. He was asking questions that no one else did, and I started like paying attention to him, and he seems like a nice guy, and I know this is going to sound really soft, but I like nice guys.
Ryan, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Dag is perfectly lovely, but try not to get too attached. He does have trouble written over him.
Dag? Trouble? Did he have something to do with Eli disappearing?
I don't think so, but one can never be too sure with Dag. And she kind of shakes her head.
Yeah, he will, he blushes a bit and, will take your words to heart. I think some of the beginning party goers, get in, but of course everyone who was working on the put the party together staff are getting their treats first. So is Tinks into the alcohol or smokables game?
I mean, I think that she's not crazy, but like she certainly will have a good time. She's the life of the party.
Yeah, this is a PG-13 Canadian channel. Only weed and alcohol, nothing stronger, or you're a bad person who Freddy's going to get. And
None of that business.
but yeah, you're given a joint and a drink and allowed to go mingle with the party goers, and just to start throwing people in. I think like after a few minutes, you see Neve's truck pull up outside, and uh, the Red Death and the boys arrive.
So it's very important to Dag that he be the one that walks into the party carrying the keg. So probably like even before you fully parked the truck, he's opening the door, jumping out the front, and like rushing to the back, and starts wrangling the keg backwards across the truck to try and carry it in.
James, darling, could you be a dear and go and give Dag a hand with that?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to try and get out of my truck. It's not exactly easy with with all the snow on the ground.
Can I help?
You can, but I can sort myself out. Dag's going to need a hand with that keg. You don't want him dragging it up the driveway. You may burst it.
And what's Joseph doing during this?
I think Joseph is like pretending to have his seatbelt stuck or something, trying to stay in the truck as long as he can.
Yeah, sure. And I'll run over to Dag and say, Hey, Neve said that I should give you a hand with this. Do you have this, or do you want me to grab the other end of this for you?
Just here, help me lower it down, and then I've got it from there. I can get it inside.
Yeah, sure. And so I'll kind of heft up one end of it, and we'll roll it out of the back, and I'll kind of keep an eye on what's happening in the truck through the back window.
What is happening in the truck, Neve?
So I get out of the truck, I get down, I see that Joseph's still having trouble with his belt. So I go to the door and open it up. Oh, I'm sorry, that sticks terribly. Here, let me try. And I'm going to lean in to actually try and unclip it. But doing so, I'm leaning over him, and he is getting a flash of cleavage while I'm doing it.
Roll hot with that cleave flash.
Jesus Christ, 4 again.
Well, technically a 5. You had a +1 forward.
Well, it was 3 without the +1. Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay. But I think Joseph let me check these reactions real quick and find an improper one for this moment. Yeah, there we go. So, do you just think we're charity cases or what?
What? Why'd you say that?
Picking me up to get to my sister, you show more interest in Dag than me, and poor James has followed you around school for what seems like ever, and you're just shunting him away. You don't like us. We're just decoration for you, aren't we?
Joseph, how could you think that? Really, how could you think that? You really don't know me at all, do you? You've said all this time you've doted over me, and now here I am returning that attention. And you think that I'm that sort of person?
Returning the attention. And he clambers out of the truck, and I think there's people are starting to stare. You brought 2 other dudes with us. You haven't even you almost kissed my sister. It looked like. What is Dag and James doing at this moment?
I was gonna say I hear this, right? Surely. I will look to Dag and say, "What the fuck?
What's this now?
Did that happen?"
Sorry, I think he just said Neve almost kissed Joseph's sister, right? So,
Alex.
Oh, sorry. So you're asking Dag if sorry, I'm caught up now. I don't know. She picked me up in my house. Alex wasn't there.
So, okay, and I'm piecing together that Joseph was picked up first, and then Dag, so Dag wasn't necessarily there. Okay. Okay. So I will say nothing at this time for my own part. I don't know what everyone else wants to do, though.
Hank, this is very interesting. How are you reacting to this? This party is already started in this?
I think that she's made her way to the outside and is kind of laughing, and then I think that she's trying to make eye contact with Neve, who's like clearly gotten herself in a pickle.
And I think I see Tinks laughing, and I don't react well to it. Joseph.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Joseph. How dare you? How dare you? You think you own me? You think you own me? Just because I like other people, just because I'm not so tied up in this whole heteronormative cis bullshit that you are.
Excuse fucking you.
No, fuck you.
It's one thing to be in a bisexual polycule. It's another to be dragged into one without any consent.
You know, I thought you were cool. I really did. I misjudged you, and I am trying to shut him down at that point.
Please do.
I just rolled three times in a row with exactly the same dice come up. Is there a problem with the dice roller?
Let me check real quick. Let me get onto it. And you are, let's got you a 4 this time.
So I'll spend a string on Joseph to get that up to a 7.
Gotcha. Yeah, choose 2.
I'll get a string back on Joseph, and 1 second. Sorry, my screens are jumping around all over the place. And I think I'll give him the condition spurned.
And he's going to give you the condition, oh, let's have a double entendre. Thirsty.
Brilliant.
He doesn't argue. He doesn't say anything this time. He just clamps up, steps sideways out of your way, and walks to the party. And I think he's so mad he even left the marijuana product in the rig he has in your truck.
And at that point, I'm just going to walk up to the house. What's so funny?
Dag and me are just like left there, and you're just like,
yeah,
I'm
in a mood. I'm basically slamming the door and walking up to the house myself.
I turn to Dag. Dag, do you have a thing for her?
A thing for her? No, I mean, she was being nice to me earlier. Like she helped me pick out some clothes for the party and stuff. But like we're just friends. Well, I guess we're friends. I don't really know, but she did me a favor and helped me get all this stuff for the party. I told Ryan I supply the weed and booze, and Neve's been nothing but a what I would consider a friend in all of this. So I don't know what Joseph's problem is. Maybe he's a little insecure. I don't know.
And Joseph stormed off too, I think, out of character.
He stormed off before Neve.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, hey, Dag, why don't we just like get this stuff inside the house, and we'll go from there. I'll see if I can track down Joseph and see what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, no, sounds great. Hey, I got the keg from here. I appreciate it. If you'll just grab the weed in the back of the truck, then I think we're solid.
Yeah, sure. Go and do it.
Which thankfully is simple as it is just a party bong and a collection of golden wax. So, woohoo! And I think inside, like, luckily for Neve, she did not arrive factually late, so not many people saw this horrific outburst. But there are enough that I think that certain people are talking, and I do know, Tanks, did you follow Neve inside the house?
Yeah, I think that she's going to appear from behind me, and if it's okay, I think she's going to like wrap her arm around her shoulder and just kind of say like, that was quite a scene you made out there.
I'm not the one making the scene. Jesus, try to help the guy in need.
Honey, you brought 4 gentlemanly type suitors to the same party in the same truck. And she kind of gives a knowing stare.
Wouldn't be the first time. Back when I was a few years ago, something similar happened back in Toronto. I mean, they're just so clingy and just so. Why can't they just let me be me? Why do I always have to be someone else for them?
You don't have to be someone else for them. And I think that she's probably going to hand you a blunt. And say, take a pill. We'll be good.
I don't. I don't really. I don't know. I don't do this stuff.
There's a
Well,
first time for everything, Lovey.
it doesn't really have an effect. I've tried it. I mean, it just doesn't really do anything for me.
Well, what does do something for you?
Do we have any wine here or anything a bit less coarse than beer?
The only wine was available for the people who set up the party. Tanks knows exactly where some is.
I think I could help you out. You want to stick with me for the party? We can just hang, and you can have as much wine as you want.
We can have some. Yeah, we can. I mean, I'm gonna have to socialize and all. I don't expect me to be beside you the entire time, but I mean, there's some really cute guys and gals here.
Let's have a good time.
Plus, I think I may need to rebuild some bridges.
I think that Tinks just kind of grabs her hand and leads her away to the back room where the wine is.
And to try and add a bit of narrative push to there, are you like a guide dog leading Neve to what she seeks? Cutely. Let's roll hot with that wild hunt then. I will abuse every move.
All right, I got a 6 plus 2, so that's an 8.
Plus 1 with wild hunt, that's a 9. If you want to spin a string, you can get a 10 and get that string right back. Game the system.
Sounds good.
So yeah, Neve, as you enter this back room, which only 2 people who are on the other side, talking to themselves, not even noticing you. Wine, Tink. What do you do?
So, how you been keeping?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just kind of, well, not laying low. You know me. I don't do well with that kind of thing. But
You, well, you got your eyes on anyone here tonight?
she kind of looks around at the party and she says, "Not on anyone in particular, but I'm willing to see where things go." And she kind of takes a step closer to Neve.
You know, this is really terrible wine.
Were you expecting something good?
Not really. This isn't that sort of party, but you know, occasionally you find a good vintage, and I'm looking her straight in the eyes as I say that, and I take another sip.
I think that Tink probably stares right back and is like, "I think you've already found one, honey." And I'm
Well,
not talking about wine.
Well, aren't you forward? All
Yeah.
forward. I'm gonna have a look around to see if James or Dag or Joseph are anywhere near.
You know
For
where
my
to find me.
part,
Sorry.
I was just going to say that for my part, I'm going to be in the process of looking for Joseph. I don't know if that would lead me to be near them or not.
I would say, I think we can leave the lesbian tension there for the moment and turn
Yes.
to another scene. The Smoldering in Lesbians with You by Scott Pilgrim. But I think, James is looking for Joseph as Dag is setting up the mad amount of weed and alcohol.
Yeah, I think Dag has this like bit of forced energy where he's like putting himself out on display as like he walks through the door carrying the keg, just like, "The alcohol's here, everyone. We're ready to go." And then like looking for Ryan, where do I set this up?
Oh, goody. So, yeah, James, I think you will find Joseph on the back porch, just smoking a cigarette, looking out at the backyard.
I'll engage him in some conversation if that's where the scene is going. I'll approach him and say, "Really, you don't smoke weed, just cigarettes?"
No, I partake of both. It's just that I didn't think my uncle would just give me a bag of. Dag wanted a lot. He just, yeah.
Yeah. I need to go get a beer or something as soon as Dag has that stuff set up. What the hell happened back there?
You didn't see it, but Neve came to pick me up, and I'd been helping my sister out with her bike most of the afternoon, and stopped. She's been on my case about Neve, that Neve is some kind of monster. Neve is selfish. Neve is predatory. I kind of ignored that, but like Bojack says, when you have rose-colored glasses on, all the red flags look like flags.
Yeah, quite right. Did that actually happen though? The thing that you said where Neve and Alex were, it looked close.
It looked like it was right out of the like lesbian vampire movies of the 80s. Like Alex was holding up the tire iron like a cross, and Neve looked like she was almost buried in her neck or wanting to be.
What's the deal with Alex? She's with this group of bikers now? Who are they, and when did this all happen?
Alex is a good kid. Look, our parents, my uncle's the rich one. My parents couldn't afford us both all the time. Alex was in foster care for like 4 years. It really fucked with her. She needs to be tough. She needs to be powerful. Doesn't like people fucking with her family. I may be the older sibling, but she's the ride or die.
Got it. For my part, that's all the information that I wanted to sort of extract from Joseph, so I don't have anything else for that scene unless you do.
I think final thing is like Joseph like takes a drag. There's like some silence between you both. I thought you were my biggest competition for when I was gunning for Neve.
I kind of like just like lean against the wall and kind of rub my eyes a little bit and say, yeah, I don't think Neve's that much into either of us.
Well, at least she shows you favor. All I ever got was this. I'm not saying she owes me anything, but just
I'm thinking about the part where I'm like getting like devoured by this vampire, as he says, showing favor, quote unquote.
yeah, I like as you're doing it, like I think like there's like those like Supernatural or Buffy like mini tearaways. Like at least she showed you favor, like very flashing images of someone soaked in blood, fangs driving down into meat. Alex like waking up screaming in the bed like every night when with Neve.
Right. Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that both of us might be better off this way.
Yeah, you're a good guy. You'll find someone who puts a cigarette out. I'm gonna go tap that keg.
Don't mind if I join you.
And as I think like this is the time, like the keg has been set up, the dab rig is being heated up. Dag is free, and Ryan is like people are cheering Ryan on. This is a good party for Absolution. This is like the music is good. The parents are really gone, and even if they weren't gone, they probably wouldn't care. People are filing in. This is the way that people needed to relax, not looking for Eli Clifton. Lauren Lee is very absent. But you see, I think you see Ryan, who had helped you set up, like being talked to by some of the cheerleaders, some of the other kids from school, but he keeps glancing over your direction as you are getting taking a hit or getting your own beer. What do you do, Dag?
Yeah, I think Dag has a beer and he's kind of like sipping on it a bit, taking in the party around him. And I'm curious if Tinks or Neve is around by any chance. Or are they still missing from the main hub of the party at this point?
You can definitely start walking around and probably run into tense lesbian sexual frustration.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun idea. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And so I think Dag, like, you see him like take a step towards Ryan and this group of cheerleaders who I imagine the cheerleaders, like, they don't notice Dag. Only Ryan does. But he takes a step towards that group and then like kind of starts walking towards it and then kind of turns away, right? Like feeling like he's not ready for it yet. And so I'm gonna go pacing the party. And I'm hoping I can run into Teeks or Neve because I feel like one of them is going to be able to help me they're gonna know how I can get Ryan, separated from that group of girls. They're smart. They know how to handle these situations.
So
Yeah, so you're walking by the kitchen. I think this is the moment the other couple from across the room had started feeling the sapphic energy and left the room. So like Neve and Tinks has this moment of respite. The eye contact getting hot, heavy. Creak, Dag.
And I'll lean into Tank. Speaking of a fine vintage, hi, Dag.
Hey, hey, how's it going? How's the party in here? Looks like
Uh,
it's pretty good from the looks of it.
it's good. It's good. I'm sorry you had to see that earlier. You know, Joseph, eh? What you gonna do?
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I didn't know if I should have spoken up for you, or I mean, I didn't think anything was going on. We were just all coming to the party together, so I
Oh,
don't know what all that was really about.
oh, sugar, you didn't need to do that. You're welcome to try, but I can defend myself.
Well,
So how have things been for you? And I'm gonna put down the glass of wine, and that was a good choice, I think. Those colours suit you.
yeah. Hey, Tinks, you like the digs? Neve help me pick them out. Apparently, what I wear to school is not party appropriate attire. I've learned. So
I think Tinks looks you up and down and kind of maybe like brushes off some lint on your shirt and says, "You know, you do look good. You clean up nice. Uh, Anything you would have worn would have been great, though." And kind of tilts her head and smiles.
so hey, listen. I've got a little favor to ask, and I don't totally know how to put this, but I kind of want to talk to Ryan, but he's always got these people around him. Do you think maybe y'all could help me out with that? I feel like y'all just you're so much better in these types of situations than me, and you'd know what to do to how we can make this handle. And um, I'm thinking if I
So
need, I can spend a string on Neve for this.
so you want to talk to Ryan?
Yeah, yeah. I just
Tinks
I don't know. I
narrow her eyes and say, "What are your intentions, dearie?"
just wanted to talk to him, say thanks for inviting me to the party. But he's always got so many people around him. I don't know. They kind of get in the way.
So it's just to thank him for inviting you to the party.
Yeah. What is that weird?
No, not at all. But we've seen the eyes that he's been making you tonight. Are you sure that's the only reason?
I I mean, I don't know. I thought I saw something, but I wasn't sure. And I don't know. Do you think you think he's into me like that? Like,
Oh, sugar, if he sees what I see, he'd be so into you, you'd have to use lube.
me? Whoa. I
That is the right phrase, isn't it?
I think so.
No, that was to Tinks.
Tinks kind of like looks sidelong at Neve and is just like, "No, no, 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 no."
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a lot of gay friends when I was up in Toronto. I keep on forgetting that I'm not going to call you normies, but out in the sticks now.
No, that was the right term, but. And she kind of looks at Dag and says, if you hurt him.
How can I hurt him? I mean, he's the big, strong soccer player. I'm
Dag,
not big.
do you want to promise that you're going to treat him well to Tinks?
I'm totally for that. I'm trying to think of like what's the phrasing he would use. I don't think he. No, I guess I'll just say yeah, because I wouldn't know any better. Like yeah, no, of course, yeah. Cross my heart, hope to die.
And she kind of looks into your eyes and says, oh, believe me, you will. Again.
Oh God, this face scares the crap out of me. Take a string on Dag, Tinks.
And I'm going to stop and have a look at Dags again. Mentally, what does she mean about that? Is he...
You remember the smell,
Yeah.
and it strikes you again. That earthy tone, the specific herbs.
I'm just gonna stare at him a moment and stare into his eyes, and I'd like to gaze into the abyss if I could, please.
You may not. You may only get exposition witches. Yeah, please roll.
I've got a 5 this time.
Yeah, and how long has it been since you've fed?
It's been a while.
Who's closest to, this is not to Neve. Tinks or Dag? Who's closest to Neve?
If Tinks hasn't backed away from their moment, then I think she might be.
Yeah, I don't know though, because I went to go look at you.
Okay. So maybe Dag then. And yeah, I mean, Neve's looking at Dag, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, so... And you don't have to stay here after what I'm going to do happens, but you're hungry. You've been stood up to someone you were showing favor to. You're at a party and this hapless homosexual nerd comes in and asks you during your time how to help him? No. You're in your darkest self. What do you do?
You sure you want to do that, Dab? I mean, he's been staring eyes at you all night, but you know what sports guys are like. You can never trust them. They've always got people hanging off them. I mean, just look at him. Look at those cheerleaders. Each one of them would do him in a minute if they had the option. There's so many better people for you. And I'll dip my finger into the wine and so many better options.
Oh, shut him down. And he has been a detention whore trying to grab y'all's attention this entire time.
He is also claimed.
Oh, roll with a +4.
So that would be a 14.
Choose your 2.
1 second. I'll gain +1 forward, and I'll take a string on him. But I'm gonna spend that string straight away. Come on, don't go following around that crowd. It's only gonna end up hurting you. We can show you a better time. I'm gonna put my arm over Neve's shoulder.
Do you mean
Your own shoulder?
Tink?
Oh, sorry, over Tink's shoulder. We can show you a better time than that.
I'd say it's like you're like pulling out the flexibility game. God's damn. Yeah, this is yeah. So Tinks, you were being dragged into the option of a good time with Dag. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think that Tinks is kind of like looking from Neve to Dag, and is just kind of like, well, this is interesting, and then kind of like looks questioningly at Dag.
Well, Dag, there's Ryan, or two very willing, very attractive young women.
And I've had my eye on Tinks as well. So
I mean, isn't it a power fantasy to become have two women come on to you at a party?
I can't imagine how it's not. So I Ryan who?
Sounds like one of those rooms upstairs is getting used right now.
So, Dag, get an experience.
Okay. Oh, 25. Woo.
And
You
so
get an advance.
you get to level up for this. Jesus Christ! Yeah, I think James, you will see the three of them going upstairs, and then we will have the lewdest star wipe. So let's start this in order. Neve, read your sex move.
Okay. When you deny someone sexually, they gain a string on them. When you have sex with someone, lose all strings on them. And I don't have any strings on Dabs now, but I am losing 2 on Tinks.
Let me be very. Did you ignore one of them in favor of the other during this encounter?
No, I don't think I did.
Then lose the strings. Dag, what is your sex move?
When you have sex with someone, create a new hunger.
This time it's in your hands. What hunger do you want?
I am going to go with the thrills hunger.
Don't say why. And Tink, after all is said and done, and you are lying naked with them, what is your sex move?
So when you lie naked with another, you can ask them for a promise. If they refuse, take 2 strings on them.
What promise do you want from Neve, I guess, first?
Trying to think of something interesting. I don't know. Do you have any recommendations, Neve?
Nope. Have a think about it, because have a think about it, because there's something else that's going to trigger in this, because I'm going to use this as an opportunity to try and feed on Dag.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you also get a promise from Dag, but I could think a juicy promise to Neve could be, "Don't hurt me."
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like a promise, like to never feed on me or something like that.
It doesn't need to be not feed on me, but like,
hurt me encompasses more emotional also too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
The generic the promise, the better, because that way you've got more opportunities of someone breaking it.
Yes.
And with Dag, have a think, or you could also be that you could switch it around to after this, like, promise me you'll move on. Or promise you won't tell. Anything like that. Or promise you will tell. However you want to go about this.
Yeah, I think that I don't think I want to do. I think do a promise you won't tell, because there's that whole Ryan friendship dynamic, and I think maybe Tinks feels a little guilty about that, but.
And is that the promise for Neve and Dag, for both?
No, Neve is do not hurt me.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And Dag is do not tell. But
And you guys can refuse to accept those promises.
True.
No, I think Dag's on board with that, because I think there's like, yeah, afterwards there's almost like a little bit of guilt remembering Ryan, of like, oh crap, he's downstairs, isn't he? I've got to go back downstairs. So yeah, mum's the word.
So one string and a promise on Dag. And Neve, are you going to promise not to hurt her?
I'll promise not to hurt her. I don't mean it because I'm in darker self, but I'll promise it.
Very fair. And I think, Neve, you are, you can still smell Dag, but stronger now.
I'm gonna feed on him during sex.
What options are you going to pick?
I will. I'll heal the one harm that I still have, and I'll take they definitely don't die.
Drat. Because he would just come right back.
Yeah.
I guess you're not going to scar Tinks at this moment, but yeah. So yeah.
But we both mark experience.
Yep. This is the first time. And I will say that we're going to cut down to, after James had seen these three walking upstairs, the house may be noisy downstairs, but some of the thumping seems to be dramatically coming from upstairs. What is James doing?
I wanted to ask if I could use my creep move in the most literal way possible to spy through a keyhole or listen at the door, or in some other way have my heart utterly broken whilst gaining a string on everyone.
I love you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
fine
you
on
do.
I'm fine on you listening in, not so much on watching.
Fine with me.
Yeah, I like to imagine he has like that cup against the door and is just crying the entire time.
Just something. Yeah. I don't know that I would be able to like listen for long enough to like keep my composure. Like I feel like I would listen enough to confirm my suspicions and then just take off. I feel like there has to, I'm not intending there further to be a scene every single game where this guy like just runs off crying, but here we are. So I think that's what we'll do.
Is that a runaway?
Are you running away from the party or just this bit?
Just this bit. I want to be at the party, I think, but I'd like to get away from everyone for long enough to recompose myself, kind of get a little bit more regulated emotionally, and to figure out what I want to do next. So I'll make it your call if that's counting as like running away, or if it's just moving somewhere else. If it's dramatic, I think that using the move might be appropriate.
Oh, you do know something supernatural is coming to the party, so yeah, let's use that move and see what happens.
Perfect. Okay. So this is going to be rolling with volatile. Do you think that the traumatized and secondhand conditions come into play here, or
can't tag your own conditions
you
without
don't
a
use your own
move? Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So this will just be at a -1.
Though I think Tink's myopic condition, since she did just brazenly go to sleep with two people, can count. So go with a 0.
Okay, well that'll land me with an 8 then, which puts me right in the
God.
middle.
So do you run into something worse, make a big scene, or leave something behind?
Let's run into something worse. See what happens there. If
Okay.
such a thing that could be worse could possibly be.
Oh, and let me check these NPCs real. You run downstairs, and Gerwin, please tell me if this is too soon or this is too in to this steps on your plans, but
Verret, I trust you entirely. Just go and do what
yeah,
you're going to do.
you run into Neve downstairs.
I run into Neve downstairs.
Yeah, except her dress is, well, the last one was to the nines. It's like she went home and got her tens. Is that black silk? Do you know how expensive that color of purple dye is? That lace choker around her neck looks almost the same, but like, is this gold instead of silver?
Neve? What are you... I thought you were upstairs.
She is. Do you... You seem... You smell... I know you.
Oh, yes, of course we know each other.
Would you show me some place to get something to eat? I heard there was food here. I'm so hungry.
Neve, you literally drove us here and we're the first person in. The food's right over, it's right over there.
No, no, no. This sweet, kind boy woke me up yesterday. Yesterday? Day before? I don't really keep track of days anymore. It doesn't matter. If you're not interested, then you're not really that interesting, I guess. Have fun. And she
What are you
steps away
talking
from
about?
you. And she just, do you want to gaze into the abyss about this?
I would love to. All right. So this plus 2, I guess. That would be a 6.
And, oh, she is responsible for your death because you're traumatized. Do you want to tag that?
Yeah, that would get me up to a 7.
Yeah, so you see Neve brushing Neve's hair. Both of them sat before a mirror, yet only one reflection. Neve, the sitting Neve with her hair being brushed, gives a single tear. I'm scared. The Neve not showing a reflection bends down, her fangs extend, and they bite into Neve's neck.
All right. I'll ponder that for a moment.
Shall we go to the see what happens with the others then? Are you satisfied with that?
I think so. I think that I'm going to try to follow this recent addition to the party, but from afar, trying to keep some distance and be...
Oh, then let's keep the action on you. Keep your cool, and remember, she's at fault for your death. This is interesting.
Yeah, this is a lot of feelings happening right now. Okay, so in that case, it would be volatile plus at fault for death,
No,
which
this is cool. This is cold. Keep your cool.
Oh, you're
So,
right.
so plus cold and +1 with the condition.
Okay, so +3 here. That would be an 8.
You can discover what this really is, but your unlife will be in danger.
Yeah, let's do it.
Neve, in her tens, draws in one of the cheerleaders who's right next to Ryan. I mean, this is effortless. She walks by, puts one finger under this poor girl's chin, draws her attention, and it's like the others don't even notice. It's like it's natural. Like this is a selection that should happen. The conversation continues, even though she was the one talking. She was the one holding it. Subjects immediately shift like she was never there. You follow her to the backyard. You see Neve bask under the full moon. Her fangs come out. She bites this cheerleader. And suddenly, the cheerleader's on her knees. The cheerleader's face first in the ground. Still breathing, still alive, but paralyzed with bliss. And Neve, not Neve, looks at you. A single drop of blood going down her chin. I was wrong. You're very interesting.
Well, what are you gonna do then?
She pulls out this mourning handkerchief, all black, to wipe the blood off her chin. She's smarter than to have a white piece of cloth on her. And she begins striding over to you, her kick walking with this incredible gown. I'm going to treat you the way my sister should have, if you'll let me.
That's one mistake I'm not ever going to make again.
Oh!
You're certainly welcome to try.
Oh, shut her down. You are just telling a ancient being no.
All right. So that'll be 2 for cold. Does a fall for my death apply here?
You're standing up for yourself. Sounds like it.
All right, so +3. 13.
Yeah, choose one. You gain a string, give her a condition, or take one forward.
I'll gain a string on what would I even call this person?
The ancient. Until I get a better name.
Sure.
Ah, Siobhan.
Oh, okay. So I'm holding my ground with this person, like, you know.
I think that's when, if I may enhance the scene, if that's when Neve. Actually, Neve, do you want to be in this scene, or would that be?
I'd actually like to go to as I'm getting dressed, go to the window of the bedroom, and look out, and go cold and stumble back to the bed. Shit. I need to go. Pass me my clothes. Will someone help? Will someone do the zipper?
Yep. Dag will sit up and help him. What's wrong?
No, shit. I need to get. There's something I've got to go and do. Oh God, it's not supposed to happen yet. Nothing's ready.
Do you
Well,
need
that's
help?
not
Do
the
you need help?
reaction I usually get.
I'm sorry, Tinks. I didn't catch that.
I said, well, that's not the reaction I usually get.
Uh, um, I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed this, but I, I got to go see to my sister.
No, it's okay. Don't waste hollow words on me. It's unnecessary. I get it. She
There's
gets up and
no. There's nothing hollow about this. And I'm going to lean in and kiss her. Nothing hollow about this at all.
turns away.
Ooh, are you actually first?
I'm still in
Tinks.
dark itself, aren't I?
Yes, you is. So, Tinks is trying to stand up to you. This paltry. She's not even a dish. You didn't taste this. What is she to stand up to you? What do you do?
Well, there's nothing fake about this. But then again, you're not very good at spotting the real thing for fakes normally, are you? Now, take it however you want. I've enjoyed this. If you're just gonna be a bitch, just I've got other stuff to do.
Yeah, the power move is to walk away now.
Yes, I know. I was going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Tinks doesn't really know how to respond to that. I think that she kind of looks to you and then just kind of turns to Dag and rolls her eyes.
And Dag's like, I had fun.
I love Dag. He's adorable. Yeah, no.
I guess we're done though, right? Like back to reality now, huh?
I think that Tink kind of leans in closer and says, only if you want to go there.
Sorry, I missed that. Say it again.
Only if you want to go back to reality, hun.
To be honest, I'm not really sure how to go back at this point. How do you, after something like this, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to go back out there and face all those people.
Well, we can always just stay here.
Just a little longer.
Just a little.
Yeah, so, Neve, you have to make your way through the party to the, do you make it as elegantly to the party as through the party as your sister did?
No, I'm spooked. I'm absolutely spooked.
You need to keep your cool to not make a scene.
And that would be a 13.
You want to ask a question about your sister as you make it to the backyard.
Yes. Has she killed that cheerleader?
No. Not yet.
But she intends to.
Depends on how many people show up at this party.
James, I'm so glad I found you.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Hi, Siobhan. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But we need to go.
He's not going anywhere with you, sister. I like him. What's yours is mine.
Please don't. Please don't hurt him.
Any worse than you've already done? Oh, this century is amusing.
That was an accident.
Oh, sister, you forget that you and I are so tied. When I sleep, I live vicariously through you. I remember how it felt. You don't remember this one. I remember how he squirmed, how he pleaded, and how he came back and back. And I want him to come back for me now.
Siobhan, please don't. Please don't.
Okay. If you kneel before me, and again, before this man, before this beautiful trophy, kiss my ring and tell him that you're just a shallow, hollow fake of the real thing.
I think this is someone standing up to me at this point. So I'm going to drop out of Darkest Self. Don't hurt him, please. And I'll struggle. I'll struggle to get down. And I'll reach for her hand and kiss. And
I'll say, if I can interrupt, can I, like, as you're doing that, can I just say, Neve, don't do it? I'll say, this person, whatever they are, cannot possibly hurt me any more than you already have.
That's what I was telling her. I might not even try.
I don't think you could.
I think that's when she, like, as Siobhan was or Neve was getting down in front of Siobhan, Siobhan just, like, pushes Neve over. And, kick steps over her sister, who is now unceremoniously in the backyard. Luckily, no mud here.
but sobbing in the snow.
Sobbing in the snow. And there's the awkward crunch of high heels in the snow because Siobhan's not too powerful to be practical in this episode. And she steps up to James. And James is about a bit taller than Neve and Siobhan, I believe. And she'll look up at him. I want someone who's worthy to stand by me during the aeons. You came back for my sister. I'm just a better version. I'll be nice to you.
You'll have to take it up with your sister, but I'm afraid that she's rather spoiled me on the prospect of being part of anything to do with someone like you.
Do you, and I think she puts her hand to your neck. There's it's not like gripping it, but there's this tension and shaking as she is being stood up to, and that's when one of the the spell inside breaks, and one of the jocks comes to check on the cheerleader, sees Neve in the snow, rushes to help her, and Siobhan sighs. Go, before I change my mind.
I'm not going anywhere. You came here long after we did.
Oh, no.
So you and her can fuck right off. Pointing at the sobbing Neve.
Jock, dude, harsh. Um, yeah, are you spending a string to tell Siobhan off?
Would it be classified as like tempting, basically? Or would it be like a bonus to a roll to shut down? Or
It would be, in a way, like tip used to in Monster Hearts 1, there was a move to manipulate an NPC that is now done by pulling strings on them. It's basically saying, like, I have power over you, and I will use it. Like, I don't think she's been stood up to. Like, this could be like you pulling the string of, if you can't stand up to one kid who loved your sister, you're probably pretty weak. Go home.
we'll go with that then. Yeah. Maybe she's just not used to being stood up to, that kind of thing. But I'll go ahead and burn the string on her and say, yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere. This is not your place. So if you want to stay here and stand up to me, then do it. But I'm not backing down.
And she literally recoils from you. Her hand sizzling with, I think not sizzling, but like showing signs of frostbite where she touched your collar. And this is new to her and threatening. She goes backwards and looks at Neve. Bring favors when you return. And she'll grab the cheerleader she left on the ground, and drag her away as the jock loses memory that she was even back there. Poor girl.
At this point, I think that I would be tempted to ask Neve, what the hell was that? But I think I have so little faith in Neve's credibility after that scene that I'll just like look at Neve and just everything that's going on, the cheerleader in the snow, the jock kind of watching, and I'm just sort of disgusted with it all. And so I think that I'll just walk off into the shadows and say no more for that scene.
One thing before, does standing up to the creator of the person who killed you feel like it takes away trauma cleansingly?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so Neve and James, mark experience. As Siobhan would not have shown up if she could not have followed her sister here. And I think we will, for the final bit, I will cut to what were Dag and Tinks doing in the room while this was going on in the backyard? From view in the window.
I almost think like Dag kind of like goes back to being kind of shy and reverted a bit. And I don't know, maybe gosh, I almost think he almost even starts asking questions about Ryan again. Are we by chance in Ryan's room? What room are we in?
You're in his room now.
God.
Then Dag is looking through Ryan's things.
Roll to gaze into the abyss.
So that's going to be, oh goodness, 12.
You find okay, Ryan seems to be a guy in touch with his feelings. You find the bro's journal. But unlike a diary, he doesn't need a lock. His parents have emotional credibility and trust with their kid. But you go back. I think like you start flipping through it a bit and find not only it's kind of boring, kind of feely, like he really has a thing for volunteering at this place with cats and puppies. It's really cool and stress relieving, but like then I think you'll like notice like one day after practice I noticed Dag just staring down at me after everything. I don't think he walked away, but I don't think he thought I noticed him. Kind of horror movie stuff, but maybe just weird. And like this, I think like, after that, like, there's a tick of like times he noticed you staring him down. And it's like, then like a few pages later, like ask questions about Dag. He seems to be curious about me, but like not about my family's money, not about my scholarship potential, not about who I'm dating. He's trying to get to know me. And like near the end of the book, I think the dude just wants a friend. Oh man, this is kind of cute. This is like a weird anime opening, but hopefully not one of those ones that get perverted or violent or perverted violent. And like the final 3 pages, planning this party, going to invite Dag. Lisa says don't invite Dag. Going to invite Dag anyway. And then this night is like the one that Dag even said he was bringing stuff. Oh man, he's coming to my party. This is going to be so cool. See you later, journal.
I'm going to keep the journal, which I wonder if that qualifies as greed thirst. Is this an important item?
Are taking the dude's emotional earnesty, so yeah, this counts as it. But also, wouldn't it be a power move for a nerd to get the most popular guy in school as a boyfriend?
Oh yeah. And so yeah, I'm thinking now that it's kind of like, hey Tinks, listen, this was a lot of fun, but yeah, let's keep this quiet. I remember I promised you not to hurt Ryan. I think hearing about this might hurt Ryan.
I agree. What are you doing with his journal?
Oh, just checking it out.
Dag.
It mentions me.
Dag. Those are his personal thoughts.
Yeah, I want to go talk to him about it.
About his journal.
No, well, about me being in his journal.
I'm sorry. How are you going to bring that up to him? I was rifling through your room and I found your journal and I decided to sit down and have a nice light read during the party that you invited me to.
You know, Tinks, this is why you're here. Keep me from hurting Ryan. So I'm gonna put the journal back.
Tinks just kind of shakes her head at you.
You know, I don't always think things through the fullest, but glad to have a friend like you here for this.
Dag, one of the most popular kids in school has a crush on you. I think if you don't immediately go to him right now, it will be trying to fight your hunger.
Yeah, no, I was thinking I would leave the room, separate from Tinks, right, trying to keep it discreet, and then head down back to the party to find Ryan. And actually, I think I like now I'm emboldened and just gonna walk straight up to him and say, hey Ryan, I'm having a really good time at the party. Is that your motorcycle outside, or is that your dad's?
Oh no, that's my mom. She's part of the menstrual cycle club. It's kind of lame.
Well, why don't you take me for a ride?
Oh, yeah, and you are using the Gaze to the Abyss knowledge. You are also using going for your hunger heedlessly. Roll to turn them on with a +2. That will be a total of +1.
Yeah. Okay. Dang it. So that is a 5.
Oh, and I think because it's his mom's cycle, he had promised he has to be a good boy. He will take a string on you, but he will take you for a ride out on the motorcycle.
Nice.
And he'll grab the helmets, which have this it looks like a bloody streak on the side of the helmet, but it has like this like pink bow in it, but it's like they are very much femme themed helmets, and he'll but he hands it to you, and like after you're outside, I think he'll stop and like reach up and like reach for your glasses and stops like, oh, sorry, you can see okay without those, right?
I don't need to see much. I'll just hold on to you.
Yeah, I'll keep them safe for you.
Yeah,
Just
thanks.
just hold on tight. It'll be cool.
Yeah, and I'll get on behind him and just put my arms around his waist and hold on to him and sit closer than is necessary. Just right up on him.
Yeah, and do you want him to take you someplace specific? Do you want to?
Um, I think just for a ride out and specifically like making sure that we're being seen as we leave the party together to get onto this motorcycle. And so like yeah, probably suggesting like, oh yeah, why don't you crank it up and let's hear it and see what this can do. And so I'm kind of going for like the power move of being seen, right? Getting on the motorcycle with Ryan, but then the thrills of like a ride through the area.
Yeah, he will ride around with you, and I think like he will stop at a red light, and the motorcycle idles, and he looks back at you, and like you can tell, like even with the red helmet, he is blushing under it with you hugging onto him like a koala for dear life. And it's just, I set up the rooms for everything. I set up a lot, and oh yeah, like if you're I don't want to rush things, but if you're down, I mean, it's a party, and things happen, and but yeah, cool. Light turns green. He starts to gun it, unless you want to say something.
Yeah, I think like just the moment before it turns green, I think Dag says, "We don't have to rush anything. We've got time." And then he'll go in for a kiss.
And I think like the motorcycle ride will end back at the house, and I think there are people talking, but they're fucking looking at you, Dag, not at Ryan this time as they talk.
Yeah, and for the remainder of the party, I'll try and like if he is reciprocating, like put my arm around him or maybe hold hands and just make it clear, like, yeah, this is a thing now.
Yeah, so remove claimed. I think you did a good job of bucking that condition. And uh, Tanks, what did you do while this motorcycle ride was going down?
Yeah, so I think that Tinks probably like needed to like clear her head. So she probably like
Your sound's gone again.
Hello.
There we go.
Ah ha ha ha. Okay. Did you guys hear anything or no?
I'm going to clear my head and then.
Okay. Ah yes. Okay. So I think that Tinks is gonna clear her head. Probably like go somewhere quiet. But I think that it's gonna be from a vantage point where she kind of sees Neve lying in the snow, Dag driving off with Ryan, and I think that she kind of gets a little sad. She's gonna have her sad boy hours, and she's gonna like take a hit of a blunt and just kind of look off into the sky.
Do you want to gaze into the abyss?
Sure, why not?
Poor Fey girl. So
Poor-
hot, so alone.
Yes, nobody really knows her. Nobody gets her. All right, so that was an 8. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry.
Give me 1 second. Do you want to tag either attention whore or thirsty? Or second I don't think James is second hand anymore. I think he has proven himself to be a man of his own domain. But like if you do pick one of those options, it will color the gaze in their direction.
Um. Wait, so which ones are we looking at?
Either
Thirsty or
Neve's thirsty or uh, Dag's attention whore.
Hmm. Um. Let's go with Neve's thirsty.
You're looking at the moon, and then the moon shines down. You see Lauren Lee, her eyes glazed. Gotta find Eli. Gotta find Eli. I mean, anyone who really cares about him's out here looking. I mean, Neve's right. And there's a boot. It is Eli's boot. And then she turns the corner into from the tree, and there's a cave. And there's Eli's coat outside the cave. And she goes deeper into the cave. There's a scream. I think we see like that like quick flash, the same stuff that James saw when he was dying. So yeah, Eli's been found, not in any good condition. And I think with that, unless Neve wants to do something, we might can call it a session here. And
I think I see Tinks standing outside, staring off into the distance. I'll get up, and my makeup is wrecked. I look a complete state. I'm, can I have a word?
I think Tink turns to you. Yeah, what's up?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean what I said up in the room. Well, parts of it I did, but it's my sister. Makes me she always makes me feel second best. She just I'm sorry.
I think Tinks extends her hand and says, "I know the feeling," and
I need your help.
what do you need?
My sister's got Clarissa.
Who's Clarissa?
One of the cheerleaders that Ryan brought. She'll hurt her. She hurts everyone.
Like you
I'm
hurt
gonna.
James?
I. No, she'll mean it.
I think that Tinks goes over and gives you a hug and says, "I'll do what I can to help."
I didn't mean to hurt him. I really didn't mean to hurt James. He was in the wrong place at the right time and things just got out of hand. But he's been the only constant in my life. Everywhere I've gone, people have always grown away from me, always left me, always just. I'd have to go, I'd have to leave, I'd never have anyone. And he's the only one here that could be with me. That could just be there. He wouldn't. I never thought he would ever leave me.
I think you just need to give him some time. And I think that Tinks also says, "And don't worry, you have someone else who won't leave you now too," and kind of wraps her arm around around your shoulder.
I'm gonna lean into your shoulder and basically hug you tight and sob a little bit.
And feed. No.
And feed.
Oh dear. Well, there will both of you mark experience. Neve, you fed twice tonight and had a threesome. You are no longer thirsty.
I thought that might be the case.
What two options are you picking?
They definitely don't die. And I'll take +1 forward.
Beautiful. And I think that means everyone has advanced tonight, which makes this an even better night. Give me a sec. So yeah, I will stop live streaming. We will do some debrief, and that is the end of this session and this party. Thank you all.
Wow.